Hello and welcome back to another Art Fabula video. Today's topic is about why I don't recommend to be an art toy artist. So let's begin with the video. Well, everyone thinks it's a normal thing that if you become an artist, that everyone sees you on Instagram and you have your own channel on YouTube and, well, you put all your toys out there, you will become one of the richest men in the world, one of the most famous man in the world, an artist in the world, woman too. So that's not true at all, and not because you are not good. It's because nobody sees you, nobody knows that you are an artist, and nobody knows your brand, and nobody knows anything that you do. Just maybe your followers, and not every one of your followers. And this is something that I wanted to talk to you about. I do not recommend you to become an artist if your craft is only art toys. I recommend you to, of course, make art toys, make sofubi, but also expand to other things, because this thing here is not the thing that are going to support your life as an artist. It could help, of course. I'm not saying that you won't, but I'm saying that it's very difficult. And I'm going to explain why I'm saying so. One of the reasons is because art toys are a very niche thing. There are only a few countries, a few people in those countries too, that knows about the art toy and sofubi art. If we can count everyone in the world, just 0.00001% of everyone knows about art toys. They see these things as, for example, toys, but not as the other part, the art part of the toys. So that's why it's very difficult to, with your art, reach people out there. The majority of the people. You are going to reach just a minority, and not everyone in that minority. So that's why it's very difficult to become someone. The other thing, the other reason why it's very difficult to survive as an art toy artist is because those things that I have here are very difficult to value. So for me, this has a value. For me, the creative process to create one of these toys is, well, very valuable. I put a lot of hours designing, I have put a lot of money doing this thing. I put a lot of time painting this, trying to make the designs, producing everything. So I put all my resource, money and time on this thing here. If you see this thing here, you maybe can say, oh, this is a funny toy, maybe it's worth $30. For me, this is worth more than $30 because I put all my time, on my energy and money on just maybe painting one figure. My college and in my job, in my day job, they didn't understand in the beginning. It was exactly the same. They thought that those were normal toys, and they compare one of these with a toy that you can buy everywhere in Toys R Us. Is Toys R Us still open? Well, in a shop. But what they don't know is that it's nearly impossible to me to buy in those quantities and produce in those quantities. And I don't want to do it, because this is the thing with the art toys and sofubi. You are just want to create very small quantity, a very exclusive quantity, a very limited paint of those toys, not too much. That's the second reason the people out there won't value your toys as you yourself, and maybe the minority of the people that knows about those things will value them. The third reason is that you need to put a lot of money in front to produce these toys. This is very expensive, not a hobby, but a business. One of these creation in just a few pieces and quantity can cost you $800,000-900,000 if you make a very complicated design. So it's very expensive. You need to have the money in front to pay. And just to make the toy, just to have this in hand, let's say that you have the money that you have saved for this and you have made this toy, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you will get your money back. Absolutely not. It's going to take years, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years to begin to see something back. In my case, for example, as I told you before, as I have told you many times before in my videos, I have a day job that in part pays for these things. And I'm trying to make this my full job in the future, but right now I'm in the beginning process and it's 3 years now. I do not recommend that you left everything for making toys. Never. The last thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the social media. If you have the money, if you have the possibility, if you have the time, if you have the energy to make these toys and you have your first toy in hand, you have painted and you are ready to sell the toy, you have everything done. Now the worst part, one of the parts that I really don't like too much is to reach the world. And for reaching the world, you need to trust in the social media. And the social media is very complicated and more right now. A few years ago, a lot of artists you know and love that are out there on Instagram, that are very, very big on Instagram, began in the beginning of Instagram, or when Instagram and Twitter and YouTube was something else. But right now those platforms, maybe not YouTube, but Instagram and Twitter and all those things are very, very differently as they were maybe 5, 6, 10 years ago. Not 10 years, but 5, 6 years ago. If I did this thing that I'm doing right now maybe 6 years ago, I could have more followers and more people should have known Art Fabula brand. But as it is right now, it's very, very difficult to reach all the people that the old artists did. That's why I have this platform, YouTube, to reach more people, to make longer videos explaining, helping the community, learning about these kind of things, and also my Instagram to put those things. But the most important thing is to create a community. I don't want thousands and thousands of people that knows what Art Fabula is. I just want a few people that for real cares about the things I make. I want as many as possible, of course, but I want people that loves these kind of things, because this is what I put my money, my time and my energy. So those are my reasons why I do not recommend you to become an art toy artist. I'm not saying that don't do it. Of course, I'm not saying don't do it. The only thing I'm saying to you is please find something that can support this before and be completely sure that you in the future can make something from these things. This is not a sprint, this is a marathon. You will need a lot of years, a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of tears to make these things. A few years ago I chose this path, this thing about Sofubi toys, and I will continue. This is something that I need to prove myself that I can do it. Right now it's getting better and better. I'm putting a lot of energy and a lot of time. I hope you do also the same. So thank you very much. This is the latest Art Fabula video. Please watch the old ones because there are a lot of information about how to make art toys, how to paint art toys, what kind of paints, what kind of tools, all of those kind of things. Subscribe, of course. Please leave a comment, leave questions, because someday I would like to make a video with your questions. And well, that's all for today, so thank you very much. See you next time.